if we choose to just accept people for where they are in their life and just, reach out to others out of pure love, shun the anger that we might feel in our heart, I think there's a lot more that we could do in this world.
And every Sunday, papasok yung magbubote, dadaan siya sa bahay namin. And then I would sell it and I would keep it, and that's where I started my savings. And I feel like unknowingly, that's where I started being business-minded. So yeah, I love that story.
Nice to meet you all.
You featured your 98-year-old Lolo in your intro video. What has been the greatest lesson you learned from him?
A fun fact is I've only ever been mad once ever in my life, and I would like to believe that comes from my lolo. He's so slow to anger. I don't even think within the 98 years, although I've seen 26, within that time I don't think I've ever seen him angry, and I think that's why he's reached that age. If we choose to just accept people for where they are in their life and just reach out to others out of pure love, shun the anger that we might feel in our heart, I think there's a lot more that we could do in this world, a lot more love we could spread, and of course, so we can place love above all.
Ever since I was young, I feel like I had the entrepreneurial spirit already. Favorite ko every time before kapag may magiinom sa bahay because ibig sabihin, may mga bote sila na maiiwan, emperador, mga plastic, mga bakal, kung ano-ano. I would spend a lot of time trying to find those. And then every Sunday, papasok yung magbubote, dadaan siya sa bahay namin. And then I would sell it and I would keep it. And that's where I started my savings. And I feel like unknowingly, that's where I started being business-minded. So yeah, I love that story.
Good morning, Gabriela.
Good morning.
At 14 years old, you had a life out training experience. What happened and what have you gained from that moment?
So what's funny is I actually did not even realize the gravity of that situation until a few years ago because I realized I had no memory of that hospital admission at all. What it taught me was that I've actually been given a second chance at life, and it's something that I think I took lightly in the beginning. But now that I'm aware of that, I know that my life is not about myself anymore. There's so many people in this world that need help, and I think that if we are led by the things that break our heart every single day, then we can reach the highest places of our life. And in a world that often seems dark, where there is a lot of countries on the brink of war, it's people who look at life as their second chance who I think will serve as that beacon of light for everyone.
Thank you. Ay, hindi ako yung nag-inom.
I've met so many Filipinos that have never met their biological father. How has that affected you and how do you feel about it now?
I still haven't met my biological father. We speak occasionally, but we don't have a relationship. He's Finnish, and I think it affected me growing up not knowing my self-worth, or it always has affected my self-worth. I feel like I wasn't enough, or I was the reason that he left or he didn't come back. And, up until now, there are still moments where I feel like it affects me. But now that I'm an adult and I've worked on how I feel, like it's much better now. I've sorted it out.
Gabby, why should you be the next Miss Universe?
I'm an empath, and that means that a lot of things every single day really hurt my heart. But not because they're things that happen to me directly, but when I just watch the world through the lens of social media, I often find myself being really discouraged about life. But instead of letting that get me down, I'm trying to focus more on how I can become light myself. Because I think too many of us, even in this industry, we tend to focus a lot on what makes us look good and what makes us be more marketable, but in reality, it's not about that.
And why should you be the next Miss Universe?
I started my pageant journey at 10 years old to put myself through school, to help my family, and I feel like if I become Miss Universe, it will be a great culmination of my 17-year pageant journey. And I feel like it would give a lot of people, it would be a good representation of going for your dreams. It doesn't matter what other people say, na paulit-ulit ka na, and it will show everyone that as long as you work hard for your dreams, you persevere, it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter if you're poor, you can become Miss Universe.